We are standing on the precipice of a revolution in Cleveland. The ground is shifting beneath our feet, and if you are not paying attention, you are going to miss the earthquake. We are talking about legendary coaching moves, draft picks that could redefine our defense for a decade, and a trade rumor so explosive it might just blow the roof off Huntington Bank Field. But looming over all of this is a shadow that no one wants to acknowledge, a ticking clock on the career of our greatest warrior. Buckle up, because everything is about to change right now.
Sources confirmed this Wednesday, February 25th, that the Cleveland Browns are making a significant strategic addition to their coaching staff by bringing in the veteran defensive mind Dom Capers. We are receiving reports that Capers has been hired specifically as a senior defensive assistant. The objective here is crystal clear from a front office perspective. They want to inject decades of NFL experience directly into the veins of this defensive unit to support defensive coordinator Mike Rutenberg. Capers is not just some name you pull out of a hat. This is a man who has seen every coverage, every blitz package, and every offensive scheme the league has thrown at defenses over the last 30-plus years. He is the architect of the zone blitz, a man who has forgotten more about football than most people will ever learn. But let's pause for a second and look at the reality of what this means for our team. When you bring in a heavy hitter like Dom Capers to look over the shoulder of your coordinator, you are making a statement. This is the organization saying that while they believe in Rutenberg, they are not willing to gamble the season on inexperience. They are bringing in an insurance policy. They are bringing in the adult in the room to ensure that the communication on the sideline is flawless. I look at this move and I see urgency. The Browns know they cannot afford a learning curve on defense. In the AFC North, where you are battling elite quarterbacks and physical offenses week in and week out, you need wisdom. You need a guy who can look at a tablet on the sideline and instantly recognize what the opponent is doing. Capers brings that stability. However, I have to ask the question that is on everyone's mind. Does this undermine the authority of the coordinator? When the players look to the sideline, who are they going to listen to? The young gun or the legend? It is a delicate balance, a high-wire act that Kevin Stefanski has to manage perfectly. If it works, we have a defensive brain trust that is second to none. If it fails, we have a power struggle that could tear the locker room apart. This is a move designed to win games immediately, prioritizing knowledge over ego. But coaching is only one piece of the puzzle. You can have the greatest schemes in the world, drawn up by the greatest minds in history, but it means absolutely nothing if you do not have the quarterback play to complement it. And that brings me to a rumor that is circulating, a whisper that is turning into a scream, suggesting that the front office might not be satisfied with the current situation under center. What I am about to tell you next could completely flip the script on the entire NFL offseason.
Listen to me right now. We are digging deeper than anyone else into the reality of this franchise. If you want the truth, the raw, unfiltered inside scoop on the Browns, you need to hit that subscribe button immediately. Do not miss a single update.
This is the kind of speculation that makes you stop in your tracks and question everything you thought you knew about the salary cap and roster construction. There is a bold, some might say absolutely insane, proposal circulating in the market right now, suggesting the Browns are exploring a package to acquire CJ Stroud. We are talking about a trade magnitude that mirrors the Deshaun Watson deal. The report indicates that Cleveland would send a massive haul of draft picks and key players to Houston to land the young superstar quarterback. From a football standpoint, CJ Stroud is elite. He is an Ohio guy, he has the pedigree, and he has shown he can dissect defenses with surgical precision. But let's look at the cost. Let's look at the reality of the situation. Are we seriously talking about mortgaging the future of this franchise again? We just finished paying the bill for the last mega trade, and now the rumor mill suggests we go double or nothing? This is the definition of high risk. If you make this move, you are admitting that the previous plan failed, and you are trying to correct a massive error by committing an even larger amount of capital. I understand the allure. Stroud is special. He brings a level of pocket presence and leadership that is rare. Having him in a Browns uniform would instantly make this offense one of the most dangerous units in the league. It would energize the city of Cleveland in a way we haven't seen in years. But think about the defense. Think about the depth. If you trade away all your first-round picks for the next 3 years, how do you build the rest of the roster? You are putting immense pressure on the coaching staff to win with veterans on minimum deals. It is a strategy that screams desperation. It screams that the front office believes the window is right now and they do not care about 2028 or 2029. It is audacious. It is terrifying. And quite frankly, it shows that this ownership is willing to do anything, absolutely anything, to get a Lombardi trophy. But if this trade does not happen, if cooler heads prevail and we decide to keep our draft capital, we are sitting on a gold mine with the number 6 overall pick. And if we keep that pick, the focus shifts dramatically back to the defensive side of the ball, where a gaping hole has been left by the departure of Jim Schwartz. The decision we make with that pick could be the difference between a top 5 defense and a unit that collapses under pressure. We have the assets, but do we have the vision to use them correctly without blowing up the foundation?
If the blockbuster trade does not materialize, the focus turns to the draft, and the projections are heating up. On Saturday, February 21st, analysts from A to Z Sports released a mock draft that has the Cleveland Browns selecting safety Caleb Downs from Ohio State with the 6th overall pick. This is a fascinating development. The analysis suggests that Downs is the missing link, the fundamental piece required to rebuild the identity of this defense following the exit of Jim Schwartz. When you watch the tape on Caleb Downs, you see a player who is NFL ready from day one. He is instinctive, he is physical, and he has a nose for the ball that you simply cannot teach. He is a field general in the secondary. Drafting a safety in the top 10 is always a controversial move. People want the flashy wide receiver or the edge rusher. But let me tell you, in the modern NFL, having a chaotic, versatile weapon like Downs is invaluable. He can play in the box, he can cover the deep half, he can blitz. He fits perfectly into the aggressive mindset that this city demands. This selection would signal a commitment to defensive dominance. It would be an acknowledgement that to win the AFC North, you have to stop the likes of Burrow and Jackson. You need speed and intelligence on the back end. It also reconnects the franchise with the Ohio State fan base, bringing a local hero home to patrol the secondary. It is a feel-good story with high tactical value. But here is the catch. Drafting a rookie, even one as talented as Downs, puts a lot of pressure on the veteran leadership to guide him. He needs to step into a culture that is ready to win now. He cannot be expected to save the franchise on his own. He needs a mentor, he needs a superstar to take the attention off him so he can fly around and make plays. And that is where the anxiety sets in. Because the one man, the one pillar of this defense who makes everything possible, the man who would make Caleb Downs' life easier, has just dropped a bombshell that changes the timeline of everything we are discussing. The foundation of our defense is shaking.
This is the story that stops the heart of every Browns fan. After a historic 2025 season where he shattered NFL records and established new marks for sacks, Myles Garrett has opened up about his future. And folks, the news is sobering. Our superstar defensive end, the face of the franchise, has revealed his plans regarding how much longer he intends to play before hanging up his cleats for good. He is talking about the physical toll, the mental grind, and the reality that he cannot do this forever. When a player of Garrett's caliber starts talking about the end, you have to listen. This is not a negotiation tactic. This is a human being assessing his mortality in this violent game. Myles Garrett is the engine of this team. He is the reason opposing offensive coordinators do not sleep at night. If he is signaling that his time is limited, it completely changes the urgency of the organization. It explains why they would hire a Dom Capers to win now. It explains why they would consider trading the farm for a quarterback. It explains why they might draft a pro-ready safety like Caleb Downs. They know, and we must accept, that the window to win a Super Bowl with Myles Garrett is closing fast. We might have 1, maybe 2 years left of prime dominance. This is a wake-up call. We cannot waste another season retooling or developing. Every single snap matters. Every decision the front office makes from this moment forward must be viewed through the lens of Myles Garrett's timeline. If he retires without a ring in Cleveland, it will be a tragedy of epic proportions. The pressure is no longer just on the coaches or the quarterback, it is on history. The clock is ticking louder than it ever has before. The greatness we witnessed in 2025 was historic, but it was also a reminder that peak performance has an expiration date. We are witnessing the final act of a legend, and the question is, can the team rise to meet him before the curtain falls?
We are looking at a franchise at a crossroads. We have a defensive legend in Dom Capers coming in to steady the ship, a potential quarterback earthquake with the CJ Stroud rumors, a rookie phenom in Caleb Downs on the radar, and a ticking clock on the Hall of Fame career of Myles Garrett. This is not just another offseason. This is the defining moment for the Cleveland Browns. The decisions made in the next few weeks will determine if we are champions or if we are left wondering what if. I need to hear from you. Is trading the farm for Stroud the answer, or do we ride with the defense and draft Downs? Do not sit on the sidelines. Drop your comments below. We are in this together.